Hi, I'm Khushboo Razdan, and this is Foreign Correspondents Talk Series 2024, an initiative by the Association of Foreign Press Correspondents USA, where we invite members of the foreign press community to talk about the experience of covering their home country here in the United States. And today, I'm delighted to have with me Mr. Ahmad Noorani, a Washington-based journalist from Pakistan. Welcome, Ahmed. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
How are you? How have you been? It's been such a long time.
I am very good, and I am working on different projects,
Mhm.
mostly related to Pakistan, Pakistan's recent elections, and US-Pak relations. And that's it. Life is a little different as it was in Pakistan, but things are moving. Yeah.
Things are moving. So there's so much to talk about with you. So much has happened in Pakistan recently. In the last couple of months, the election has happened. I think today only you got your new president, which is also the old president, Mr. Zardari. So we will all, unpack all of that. But first, I want to ask you, when did you first, decide that you have to leave Pakistan and move to a country which is so far away? In the United States. So when did you decide to move to the US? And was there any particular reason behind moving to the US?
So while I was in Pakistan, I never decided to come to the USA or stay in the USA. Basically, I was based in Islamabad and I was covering the bad governance and corruption in government sector. And I covered these areas for the country's biggest media group, Geo and Young Group, for more than a decade, almost for 13 years. During all these years, things were not easy. Things were very difficult because in Pakistan, whenever you work on anything which is related to governance, you come across with Pakistan's powerful military and the elite intelligence agency, which is controlled by the military, which is called Inter-Services Intelligence, ISI. The things were very difficult for my professional work, for myself, for my family. And Briefly speaking, I was attacked. I was physically attacked on October 27, 2017. And they didn't stop there. Despite a serious attack, a serious attempt on my life, I continued working in Pakistan. I continued reporting by living in Islamabad. However, they keep on moving forward and tried their best to stop me. And the last incident that happened, I think, was the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Sulaiman was visiting Pakistan in February 2019. And this was the time when journalists across the world were protesting against the killing of Jamal Khashoggi, Washington Post columnist, who was killed in Saudi embassy in Turkey. So at the time of his visit to Pakistan, Pakistani journalist community decided to stage a protest. The protest was banned with very strict warnings. And consequently, we all decided to stage a token protest by simply changing our display pictures with the picture of Jamal Khashoggi. And this was the last incident which happened. And at that time, Army accused me that I masterminded this move. And I convinced majority of journalists across the Pakistan to change their social media display pictures with the picture of Jamal Khashoggi. And I was fired by the organization I was working with for the last 13 years. Despite that, even at that time, I started my own setup and started reporting from it. But they started raiding my house where I was living, where the office of the new organization was situated. Things were very difficult. They were not allowing me to work in any case. And some seniors suggested me to join a fellowship, a journalism fellowship. Here comes the answer to your question that when I came to the USA, it was in March 2020. It was the COVID year, by the way. And it was the COVID month, by the way, when the COVID was actually starting on ground here in the United States as well. So I came here to join a journalism fellowship, which was offered by the Missouri School of Journalism,
Mhm.
first journalism school in the world. and it is called the Alfred Friendly Press Partners Fellowship. I came for that, and rather during that fellowship, I reported an important story about the worldwide wealth of a military journal who was at that time the head of China Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is called CPAC, which was very important project at that time. So he was heading that project, and I reported about the wealth accumulated by that journal and his family members across the world in different countries of the world. And after that story, the situation in Pakistan regarding my security became more sensitive, and I was advised by majority of my seniors to not to come Pakistan at least till that time. And then one thing led to another, and I continue staying here because the security situation back home deteriorated with every passing day. So this was the brief background of how I come in the United States and how I continued staying here.
So what happened after, you said you did a story about that general. What happened after that? So what was your journey in the US, post Missouri, the fellowship that you did? What happened after that? How did you, because I remember I met you first at Columbia, and how did that happen?
Yeah. So after I started living here, most of the time, from bringing me from Islamabad to the United States, and then in my stay here, Committee to Protect Journalists played a key role in getting me out of Pakistan, and then facilitated while I was living here. This scenario was coming clear that it will be very difficult for me to go back and start working while living in Pakistan. So the seniors who were here, who were in the journalism profession in the United States, they advised me that I should have a local degree from a local university, and that will be very helpful for me. This was the background in which I applied for and got admission in business journalism in Columbia School of Journalism, and where we did our master's degree. After doing that, I prefer to continue working with my own project, which is Fact Focus. Our website is factfocus.com, and this is the platform using which we have reported many big scandals, focusing on Pakistan's ruling elite, mostly powerful military journals. Our last story was in November. We have reported many stories last year as well, but the famous story was in November 22. It was about the wealth accumulated by the family of then Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa. This was the story which resulted in registration of a criminal case against me in Pakistan while I was living in the United States. And the one-liner of the case is that I reported this story, why I reported this story. And during the investigation of that case, during the so-called investigation, I was declared a proclaimed offender. And the state of Pakistan is proceeding against me by considering me like a terrorist, just because of doing these few corruption stories, and in a situation when I am not even living in Pakistan. And the latest thing that happened in connection with the Fact Focus was on January 31, 2024, just 8 days before the general elections, just 8 days before, sometime after we announced that we are coming up with our new investigation, the government of Pakistan banned the website of Fact Focus in Pakistan. Not only they banned, but they launched, they used very high-tech people to launch a cyber attack on the website. They hacked in a way that we were not able to even use the back end of the website. And the website is still under construction since that day. The work is completed, but we still have to go online. I mean, this was the journey after I came to the US. I mean, we reported several stories, many big stories. We, through the platform of the Fact Focus, We collaborated with OCCRP, Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, a leading investigative journalism organization, which work on trans-border corruption. And we worked with OCCRP on a project which is called the Swiss Papers. It was the data of a Swiss bank, in which several rich people of different countries of the world were named, who were controlling secret accounts in the Swiss banks. This was one of the major works that we have done during my stay here in the United States, in addition to many stories about the corruption of Pakistani's ruling elite.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned that even if you're not in Pakistan, your stories are creating, trouble for you. The cyber attacks, and you talked about how people are upset that you're doing this. But do you still feel unsafe staying here? You're continuing to do the brave work that you're doing in the US. But do you somehow feel that your work is creating some unsafe environment for you, or do you feel that you are safe in the US and you can continue to do what you're doing?
Frankly speaking, while I was in Pakistan, Pakistan is one of the toughest countries for the journalists in the world. Like India, I mean, the situation for the journalists in India is also very bad. But in Pakistan, it is state. It is the intelligence agency which knows which knows you in bits and pieces. They follow you wherever you go, and they follow each and everyone around you, and they can fix you, they can target you, they can kill you at any time whenever they want. When you work in Pakistan as a journalist, you get trained. You become used to in living in such a situation, in such conditions, facing that kind of threats, which are there on every day, and you have to face them. The direct answer to your question regarding any possible threats in the United States, frankly, I feel safe here because I lived in Pakistan, which was very terrible, very, very horrible in every way. When I keep that scenario in my mind, I feel myself very safe, and I don't think there can be any problem. Rather, if there was any problem, you can say when a few US organizations sensed that I might be in problem, they contacted me and informed me and guided me how I should remain alert of any and avoid meeting certain people or things like that. So I feel very safe here.
Mhm. Recently, when there were protests, when Imran Khan was first arrested, a few months back, I think last summer, and there was a huge protest outside the general headquarters of the army of Pakistan, and there were a few American citizens who are from originally from Pakistan who were also arrested. Uh, Now some of them are out. How does that, we didn't see the US coming out as harshly as some of us had expected when that happened. What is your understanding of, the US's, relationship with Pakistan right now, given what has happened in the past 1 year with Imran Khan, with the protests, with the election? Imran Khan is still in jail. How is the dynamic playing between Pakistan and the US right now, given that people like you who have to come to the US for safety because of the kind of work that you are doing, and there are many more journalists like you who are from Pakistan, who are in other parts of the world, also in the US, who are seeking a kind of safety from whatever is happening back home, but they're continuing to do their work. So give me an understanding of how this all impacts the US Pakistan relationship, and do you think the US has been strongly, it has come out strongly enough against what's happening back home?
Khushboo, as I understand, I will try to give the answer in three different steps. One, the background, overall background of Pak-US relations. Second, that how US reacted or acted in the Imran Khan episode, and what is the latest situation. So, in the background, uh, it is not only me who is saying this, but Many experts who analyze the international relations, who talk on international relations, who talk on U.S. relations with other countries, despite being one of the greatest countries in the world, in the present world, despite being the biggest economy in the world, despite being the biggest military might in the world, unfortunately, the United States foreign policy has never been pro-America or not even pro-Americans. This foreign policy or the foreign policy that United States administration in Washington is pursuing during last so many decades is always focused on achieving some momentary goals, some goal that they want to achieve in that month or that year, and that's it. They never think in the long run. I mean that in case of Pakistan, United States always liked to have connections with the Pakistan military. United States always avoided working directly with the elected governments in Islamabad. They always worked with the GHQ in Rawalpindi. United States presidents during the whole history of Pakistan since 1947 visited 5 times the state of Pakistan, and all those 5 times were when the military dictators were ruling the Pakistan. Not a single US president ever visited Pakistan during a democratic regime. Whenever US high-ups go to Pakistan for anything, the central importance of Pakistan as far as different things that have been happening in that region, starting from the Cold War, the war in Afghanistan, in all these historic events, during all these decades, Americans were directly communicating with the Pakistan military, and this is very unfortunate thing. And US always prefer and rather you can say discourage any civilian setup in Islamabad. What are the basics of this? What are the objectives that the people sitting in the United States state office or in the US establishment, the objective that they have achieved or they want to achieve are simply unknown. I mean, this needs further research to talk on this, that what are nobody has ever reported in detail about those objectives. Coming back to the latest situation, like in the case of Imran Khan, in the beginning, the situation was different. Imran Khan was also brought in by the military. Military was against the prime minister at that time, Nawaz Sharif, and wanted to remove him. They removed him successfully and ultimately brought Imran Khan through an election which was highly questionable in 2018. And later on, Imran Khan's relationships with the Washington became, you can say, bad, and the US once again started working directly with the military, and US officials started giving statements against the Imran Khan government due to different reasons. The new US president at that time, Joe Biden, who is the current president, was not even ready to speak to Imran Khan on phone. I mean, this was the situation of, you can say, mutual ties between two countries. And ultimately, when the Imran Khan government was being thrown out through a vote of no confidence, the Imran Khan government alleged of a cipher which was sent to Pakistan by the Pakistan's ambassador in Washington, and which disclosed that a high-ranking US official told the ambassador that that the Pakistani political parties should throw the Imran Khan out of the power to have good relations with the United States. I mean, this was something very direct, and this was something very terrible as far as the relations between Pakistan and the United States were concerned. Consequently, I will not say that it was the US conspiracy or it was a US-led move. Anyhow, whatever happened, the Imran Khan was removed, and the military directly started controlling everything. Though a new chief prime minister, Shehbaz Sharif, was installed. Shehbaz Sharif is the younger brother of former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. He was brought in April 2022, but as a matter of fact, and according to those who are covering different things while being in Pakistan, each and everything was being controlled by the military. Each and everything was being managed by the military, starting from the foreign relations to everything on ground in Islamabad. And this was the overall situation in which the US continue to interact with Pakistan. And when general elections happened, I can tell you that the cellular services were banned across the country. A political party of Imran Khan was under attack since May 9, when those protests happened against the military, including that so-called attack on the general headquarters. PTI was not allowed to contest elections. Still, this shows the level of hatred the ordinary people of Pakistan have against the illegal and unconstitutional acts of the military. That people from all cities of Pakistan, you can say, supported the political party of Imran Khan, who was opposing the military. And he has gotten the most polled votes, almost 5 million more than the second PMLN. And the rigging instances during this election were so obvious. They were reported by all the documentary evidences, all the election materials, all the election official records were reported by the media. The rigging is established, you can say, by all means. However, the United States didn't even utter a single sentence, didn't even condemn the rigging, and simply the US State Office spokesman simply restricted himself in saying that we just demand the legal probe, and that's it. And as a result of that elections, the new prime minister has taken over, and today, as you were just saying, the new president, Asif Ali Zardari, who heads the Pakistan People's Party, has also been elected by the assemblies, which are not still complete. Yeah.
So, how does it's so much has happened, my country, India, is just next door, and so much has happened, just back door. So, tell me something. You said that there is a new prime minister, there is a new president, there is a new establishment, but does anything change for journalists like you back home? Does anything change? The economy is in a bad shape. We're looking at a new package from the IMF, and all these problems back home. And do you see that the change in the establishment, the elections that have happened, there have been questions, but do you think anything is going to change in terms of the economy, in terms of freedom of speech and expression, in terms of freedom of press, in terms of the overall image of Pakistan, which has taken a hit, in the last 1 year at least, has taken a major hit internationally? Do you think anything is going to change?
On many fronts, I don't think anything is going to change except economy. I can't, can't predict right now that what will happen. The economy is in very bad shape, and there are no signs of any improvement according to majority of the experts. But obviously, Pakistan is my country, and I will hope for a better economy in Pakistan. Other than that, everything in Pakistan is controlled by the military, and the military is the permanent ruler. While answering your previous question, I was focusing on the point that the United States always like to interact with the military in Pakistan and not the civilian government. And the reason behind that is the civilian governments are very weak. They are not actually in power. The real rulers in Pakistan are the military generals. Obviously, this is the basic reason that even the countries like United States like to remain in touch only with the military generals. As far as the freedom of press is concerned, the freedom of press is challenged by the military officials. They don't let the reporters report independently or freely. It is not the government working in Islamabad who stops the journalists from doing anything. Mostly, I mean, almost 90% of the time, it is the military, the Inter-Services Public Relations, ISPR of Pakistan Army, and a wing of the ISI, a media wing of ISI, are the two departments which control Pakistani media, either it is print media or electronic media. Mostly the reporters are not allowed to report freely, not allowed to work on certain topics which are related or linked to the military. And unfortunately, each and everything happening in Pakistan, even in any business or business activity, is somehow linked with the military or the military people, because they are into everything. Reporters are obviously discouraged to work any such thing, any such topic. And even if some works, some reporter reports, the desks, the editorial desks, the editorial managements of newspapers and TV channels are controlled by the military departments, and they don't let them go. If we discuss the previous military leadership, which was changed back in November 2022, and the new military leadership, the only thing that has changed that the previous military leadership was working with different political party, and new military establishment is working with a different political party. Otherwise, overall approach, overall strategy, overall working environment, the situation as far as the freedom of press is concerned, everything remains the same.
And what is the way forward between US and Pakistan relations? We have a new prime minister. Uh, what do we expect next between US and Pakistan? Is there any change? Because we are seeing US is giving a lot of limelight to India. And there has been like last year, Prime Minister Modi was in Washington in May. Uh, how are things being seen in Pakistan with the way the importance that the US is giving India right now in the region, and how the Biden administration has been, like you said, been cold towards towards Pakistan. Does this change of establishment in Pakistan, does that impact the relationship now?
I mean, again, I will insist that the change of government doesn't matter for anybody in the world. The change of government in Pakistan. What matters is what the GHQ Rawalpindi, the army leadership, is thinking and how they are going. The relationship of the United States with Pakistan means the relationship of the Washington with the GHQ Rawalpindi, not Islamabad. As far as the new government is concerned, if we go by the statements given by both sides, the United States has stated that it will work with the new administration in Pakistan, and Pakistan's new government obviously also want to work closely with the Washington. But if you ask me about what is going to happen in future, I think you also know that United States will also go through a presidential election by the end of this year, and the relationship of America with Pakistan will largely depend on the result of the upcoming elections. I'm no one to predict that what is going to happen, but I can just tell you that the opposition party of Imran Khan, which is facing difficult time back in Pakistan. The PTI, the party of Imran Khan, and Imran Khan himself used to enjoy very cordial and close relations with the administration of Donald Trump.
Mhm.
I don't know what is going to happen after the next general election, who is going to win or who is going to lose. But I think we will be in a better position to define the shape of the emerging United States and Pakistan relations after seeing the outcome of the next general election. Now, at present, they are so not very good. Yeah.
Mhm. And how is the importance that India is getting from the United States is being seen in Pakistan?
Yeah. So basically, I think the experts in Pakistan understand this. India is a big country, is a big economy, and when we discuss the regional situation in Pakistan, if we want to discuss the relations of the United States with any country in that region, obviously, United States will like to have good relations with such a big economic power like India. And I don't think the Pakistan can even be discussed in that overall scheme of things. The Pakistani, I don't think they have any concerns, you can say, as far as the close relations or the improving ties between India and America are concerned, because these were always predictable that given the cooperation between two countries, India and America, in different aspects of life, in different projects and in different fields, it was very clear that India and America will come more closer in the years to come, and that is what is happening, and that is what we are seeing. And Pakistan has no specific, you can say, concerns about it. It is something between India and America.
But do you think the closeness of Pakistan's relationships with China have also have to now China is such a buzzword in at least in Washington, and the elections, even in the President Biden gave the State of the Union address, and China was also mentioned. He said that America is rising and China is definitely a competition. Do you think this US-China tensions and then the closeness that Pakistan has with China also have to do with the coldness that we are seeing between Washington and Islamabad?
Now, obviously, see, Khushboo, there are two things.
Mhm.
The one thing is that where America should go in that part of the world, America will like to have good relations with India when it will be between India and Pakistan, okay? Because India is a big economy, India is a big country. Now, when Americans will go towards the India, Pakistan will have to play its own cards, will have to exploit the available options. So the available option with Pakistan is to come closer to the China. In a consequence, your previous question was how Pakistani experts or Pakistan sees the closeness of America and India. So I only meant to say that we can't do anything. I mean, the Pakistan can't do anything of relations, of good relations between India and Pakistan, and they're coming more close to each other, other than just to exploit the options that they have. And the option that they had was to go close to China, and historically they were close to China, and they worked on many projects, many joint projects in the past. Um, the overall thing is that Pakistan's relation with any country will not matter if its economy will not become good. If the economy will continue to remain in the present shape, I don't think the people will even be asking this question, that where Pakistan is going, towards America or towards China.
Mhm. This has been so interesting. I just have one last question. Anything that you're working on right now that we should look forward to in the coming months and weeks?
Yeah, we always continue working, Khushbu, on different projects, and mostly our projects in these days are about the foreign assets of different powerful Pakistani individuals. Yeah, we are working on, and we were about to report a story about whatever was happening in Pakistan regarding the elections, but we were banned, and We were attacked technically, that our system stopped functioning. And our upcoming investigations are also about the foreign assets of different powerful Pakistanis.
And I wish you all the very best, in those projects. And we are all looking forward to those investigations. And, thank you so much for sharing your story with us and sharing your work with us. What a pleasure talking to you, Emma. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.